So today we are doing a little before video. We're getting a new fence and super excited. We have this old rickety white falling apart chain link fence that we are so excited to be getting rid of and getting a new brand new wrought iron fence. This fence has been here since before I was born, which was probably only about like 20 or so years ago, right? But no, it is probably about 50, 60-year-old fence. It's time to say goodbye to this. Wanted to show you some before pictures of my gardens. I've put so much effort into my gardens and I'm really, really nervous about what's going to happen. So thought it might be helpful for you to see a before and after so that if you're getting a new fence, you might know what to expect as well. So this is the front entryway. It's going to be wood as well with the new fence, and then it'll have a little wrought iron decor kind of window in the front door. So this is the before, the old dark stained wood, and I will take you inside and show you all the gardens as well. Okay, here we are inside the garden, and as you can see, I have gardens all along the fenced area. Everywhere there's gardens. I'm really, really hoping that there will be minimal damage. I've been told that there's going to be minimal damage, so fingers crossed. Hopefully, with the holes, the posts that they put in, that we don't have to move too many plants, but I am prepared to move some things. I'm prepared to lose some things if I have to, and fingers crossed that that preparation is really for nothing and that maybe we won't have to move anything. So here we go to the edge of the garden here, and then won't show you the rest over here because that's our neighbor's backyard, but you get the idea. There's a lot of gardens and we're really hoping that they're not going to be sacrificed for the new pretty black wrought iron fence. It's fence day. I'm so excited. We have the front fence, it's gonzo, and then they did such a good job removing the chain link fence without trampling on my plants. They're leaving the posts. So here's a tip for you. If you don't have to remove the posts, then you will cause less damage to your garden. So they're going to try to leave them as many as they can anyhow. And then they have to take out the corner post because we're replacing it in pretty much the same spot. So far so good. Nothing squashed yet. And we're very excited to see how it progresses. This is one of the corner posts that they hauled out of the ground. So this is what you're looking at when they're saying, oh, well, we're going to take it out and this is the damage that you might see. So this is how deep it is. And they'll fill that in, of course. And then this is the top of it. So, you know, probably about a foot or so in diameter that they pulled out. And then they'll fill that in with either the new post that's going in, but ours are a little off from from the old post. So they'll fill in whatever they need to, and then hopefully we won't really see much of a change once it's all complete. We're on post hole number 2, and we've already found something that they weren't expecting. I don't know if it's like a footing from an old fence or something, but they've had to get their workout in this morning and try to just smash up the concrete. I'll show you inside without getting in the way. Okay, what did we find? What did we find? Oh, that was it?
That was it.
Is it a rock or is it like a footing? Who knows? Something fun. Oh my God. Thank you. Here we have another one of the goodies that they found while they're trying to dig for the fence post. This thing is about, it's over a foot in length, and it is a heavy, heavy stone that they had to dig out by hand. They have found a lot of these in our ground, and I feel so bad, but you know, I don't know what's down there, and neither did they. So this fun toy is what's going to be drilling the holes into my garden. So this is the giant thing that's going to be going down. So they said that the holes will be about 8 inches or so, but you never know depending on what's down there. So I spoke to them beforehand and asked if they would kind of give me an idea of where the holes will go, just in case we do need to move anything, or if I need to split something so that we can make room for the pools or for that giant thing. So they have been super duper helpful to let me kind of work with them throughout the day. So this is the kind of thing where if you want to keep your plants, you may want to ask ahead of time. They might not know. They only knew today where the posts would go. So definitely stick around if you can while they're doing their job so that you might be able to move your plants along or get them out of there along the day. We are on fence day number 2, and they are doing the third side of the fence by the neighbors. And this little guy, or this big bobcat, is one tricky thing to move about the garden and to move about the backyard. So that has been something that we've had to kind of figure out how it can move and where it's going to move. So luckily our neighbors have been super duper helpful and super duper accommodating that we've been able to put it into their yard and move it through their yard. And then I actually moved out some plants here just randomly, and we were able to squeeze it through this area to get behind the property and onto the creek side. So that was really helpful. And then also it's a little tricky just to move around things like our play set and our pool and all of this stuff. So yeah, that is something to consider when getting your fence done as well, is that they need to get the machinery in here and move it around. So something to keep in mind when you're planning your fence as well. So here you can kind of get an idea. It's really, you can't even really notice it, but the fence line is about 5 or so inches behind the white one. So there's the white post there, and then right behind there's a black post, and then here's another one, and then a little close up over here at the new post. So because of that difference in 6 or 5 inches, they didn't really have to make any damage to the property or to our gardens at all, and the posts could just stay put. And so yeah, easy peasy. Apparently that helped out a lot. So over here on this side of the fence, we just had one of the posts that was in the way of this obedient plant here, so I had to pull out some obedient plant, but it's a nice big plant, so I didn't mind trimming that up a bit and taking some out. I divided it from the back of the fence, so that was nice and easy. And then over here too, they said they might have had to move some of these lupins, but they didn't at all. So no damage, like none. Like, I don't know if I'm getting too excited because we still got work to do, but really, I haven't had to do much at all. I thought I was ahead of the game. I moved a daisy from this spot because it was looking a little crowded, but clearly there's no posts there and I didn't have to do that, but that's okay. Just some extra work for me, and super excited to see how everything goes tomorrow, and then we'll be done. So it's the end of day 2, and we've got fence posts along every part of the property now. This is the side that's closest to our other neighbor, and they had to go on the side of their property for a while to get some of these posts in, and a little bit on mine, and it worked really, really well. They've done a really great job, and now we have to wait for the posts to set, and we have 2 days to wait at minimum. So hopefully in the next 2 days, the weather will be nice and we'll be able to get the panels in and everything will be finished. Super excited. Okay, we're on day 3, and they've strung up the line of where the panels are going to go, and I'm going to sneak in here while these guys are working and the snow fence is down to take out some of the weeds that were growing in the back. So this is a good opportunity, again, if you're around when they're doing this work, to kind of squeeze in and do stuff that you might not be able to do as well. Like, I've got lily of the valley here, I've got something there I don't want, and some garlic mustard that was growing in from behind here. So I'm going to try to get some of that done while they're doing their stuff without getting underfoot. That's key too. Don't want to get in their way either. The panels are going up. They look so great. And we're doing our best so that they are level to the ground, because of course, they're one big piece. So if the ground's not level, like ours is not, then you got to think about how it's going to look and where the spaces are going to be. And we have little dogs that visit us, so we really want to make sure that it's level with the ground as opposed to level from the top. So they're doing their best to make sure there's no spaces underneath, so no little tiny ducks and dogs are going to get out. So this is an example of where they chopped down the old fence posts. So there's clearly a hole there. They're going to fill it in with some dirt. And then I can imagine that, you know, after it settles and whatnot and rains, that I might just have to keep an eye on these spots to make sure that the little posts are not sticking out. And of course, if I'm doing any gardening in the future,
probably not going to be doing a lot near the fence line, but these are in there, so just to make sure that I don't find them with a shovel or whatnot. So something to keep in mind for the future too.
Here we go, making the fence posts for the front gate. We had to carve out some of the driveway and then move some of the interlock as well. So not sure how that's going to all get put together, but I'm sure it's going to look great in the end. Dun, 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 dun. This is the final piece. We just came back from holidays and they did this final wood entryway to the gate while we were gone. And I'm so happy. Look how beautiful this is with a little peekaboo window in the front gate entryway. And I will take you inside now and show you the finished product. So we're all done and I couldn't be happier. I made this video to show you the before and the after of all the damage that might have been done in the garden and what to expect. But really, there's hardly any damage at all. I had to move one plant and it was this plant right here, this obedient plant. And really, I took it out from the back, so you can't even tell that there was any change at all. I think where we really lucked out is that we have grass on our neighbors' yards on both sides, and then we have the creek area behind us. And so they were able to put their machinery on the grass. Our neighbors were super kind and let us do that. And so that really helped without like smushing any of the plants or having to move a lot. They were able to squeak through in the back area there with their bobcat, which I wasn't sure if it was going to tip into the creek or not. So I'm super happy that nobody took a dip in the creek. Everything turned out fine and everything is beautiful. I think another thing that really helped us out too is that although it might not be the best idea for the plants, doing it in the midsummer time makes you able to see all of the shapes of the plants and what you might have to move and whatnot. So it might not be best to move the plants in the summer, but they will survive. It's going to be fine. They just might not look happy this year. But this helped me realize what I really needed to move and what I didn't. And so that's just a little tip to keep in mind as well. I just want to say super thanks to the fence and deck experts. They are definitely experts in this area, and they really took a consideration of my gardens, speaking to people beforehand, letting them know how important it is to you, and also working with them throughout their whole process really helped along the way. Anyhow, thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this video helpful when you're thinking about making your own changes in your backyard. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching.